Hey guys, Hook to Clash here, and today I'm going to be showing you some of my Legends League attacks. As you can see in the log right here, we had a pretty insane Legends League day, plus 301, and our defense was okay too. And this was actually on my alt account, so we don't have max pets or anything on this. This is using low level pets and getting triples. But the real question is, what army are we coming in with? Let's get right into the attacks. Okay, you all might recognize this base. This is an Itzu base that he shared pretty recently. And there is a few ways to take this down. I have heard of people queen charging in from sort of 3 o'clock, and maybe, I believe they put the queen down here and then wall break the king up here to come and get the enemy king and just to take some damage off your queen. That's not a bad idea, but that's not how I choose to queen charge this base. So as you can see, starting the queen at 9 o'clock here, and we're going to have the queen go down. But I'm not going to wall break her in for the town hall, and the reason I'm not going to wall break her in for the town hall is because it's kind of a trap, right? This single inferno is sitting here. I actually believe it's reachable on this version of the base. I didn't even realize that, so I probably could have wall broke my queen in actually, and she'd reach this single. Anyway, normally you can't reach the single, and it's kind of a trap because then you have to keep going further in the base to get to the single, but then the CC comes out at the same time you're dealing with the single, and it's all just a bit of a mess. So what I'm going to do here, because I don't really need my king to funnel the bottom side here, I can just do it with a wizard that I will place any second now. Yep. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to sui my king for the town hall. So I'll put a wall breaker here, you see it come in, and then we're going to put the king in. I didn't actually need that first wall breaker, by the way. I could have had my king just beat the wall, but it's fine so far. Ugly CC comes out. I decide to freeze the headhunters and poison the super minions. That's generally what I do. That's what I would recommend to you all. The only reason I wouldn't do that is if it's like a 21 archer CC with 2 super minions, then you've got to poison the archers. But if it's just headhunters and super minions, then absolutely go for the freeze on the headhunters so that your queen can take them down. But make sure you freeze the headhunters before they shoot. Otherwise, your queen won't go through them very quickly. Unfortunately, that invis missed our healers, and our healers take a huge amount of damage. We freeze. I went for the eagle in the single, but we missed the eagle, sadly. RC and Stone Slammer's coming from the bottom, and then we're going to Lalo straight into this multi. I don't know if this is the best way to do this, honestly. I wanted to get to the eagle as quick as possible. I'm getting the feeling, though, that it might be better to Lalo the other way, because look at how strong this sweeper is. Thankfully, it finally goes down. And look at how much our queen has gutted out, by the way. So we wall broke her into that single compartment, because there was really no need for her to go further into the core. She could only really not reach an elixir storage, and I don't need her to get that down. I can have my cleanup do that. She gutted the whole base. We have so many balloons up, and this is pretty crushed. And this is a pretty good blueprint for taking down this base. If you're doing any style of queen charge attack, come in with this, and you should come away with 40 cups. Okay, this is a ring base. It's not a common one. But Kazuma, who we've had on the channel before, as you may recognize, and we've had him multiple times on stream. Kazuma made, I'm pretty sure he built this base last season and had pretty good success with it high up. So it's not like a common ring base, but you will see it every now and then. And this is the best way I like to take it out. Sorry. So I come in from 6. If the base is rotated, I just come into the side with the eagle and the RC on it. As you can see, this rage was way too close, and we do actually pop our queen ability, so that should be hope for you all. I triple this despite the fact that I popped my queen ability completely unnecessarily quite early. I was just way too late on that first rage. We wall break the king in. And his job's just to clear that layer there, just to stop the queen from going there. And as you can see, the queen's going to go straight into this next wall break. I've never had her walk around. It looks a little dicey, and the first time I did it, it was a little dicey. But ever since that first time we did it, it's been pretty good. We get the super minions and the headhunters in the poison, and then freeze the headhunters, which is always really nice. I was actually worried my queen would walk around for these archers, but as you see, she comes back in, and we are in business here. Enemy RC has already taken a bit of damage from our king. That's why I use the king as well, to help take down that. As soon as the queen targets the town hall, we get an invis on her, and I'm pretty happy with her value at this point. If we still had her ability, I think I'd invest another rage in her. But because we don't have her ability, never know with the Town Hall Poison whether you can keep her alive without the ability. So I just let her die here, actually. It seems unfortunate, but like, look at the pathing through the base for the Lalo here. Now, it is unfortunate that I'm pretty sure the NATO is right here. That would pull our loons onto the Town Hall. Come on, NATO. Yep. But thankfully, the Town Hall Poison effect's already gone. Nice rage there. Gets us through the enemy queen. Loons, look at that. They hit 3 red bombs out of the NATO. Yikes. But we've gotten everything down. Those raged headhunters got, with the warden as well, got through the enemy king and the queen. And now the RC can clean everything up. It's not an overkill by any means, but I think this is quite repeatable. Like I said, imagine if I still had my queen ability. I might have invested that last freeze in her, and she probably would have got rid of that back-end multi. And it would be even more wrecked at this point. But still, gets the triple. RC's got full health and her ability, so it's a pretty convincing triple. And this is the best way to Queen Charge this base, but it is a very good base. So if you do want to run it, I would recommend it. But let's get into the next attack. Okay, this is a ring base yet again. There is a lot of these in sort of the 5600s at the moment. It's a real barrier to entry of the top Legends League players. So Hooked personally has passed this barrier. It's something that every Legends League player needs to go through, though. You got to beat the rings to deal with the big boys, essentially up at the top of the leaderboards. So if you can get through these, you've got a good chance of getting right up to the top, competing with the top 200. And as you see, Misled Mushroom going to kind of take that step here today. So on this one, I decided to go straight in here. I'm not actually sure if this was the best way to do it. It works out in the end, but I'm not. If I had another go at this, I think I'd do something else. I don't know exactly what though, because this did actually work out pretty nicely in the end, even if my queen was under way too much damage. As you can see, we've already used 2 rage spells, which is concerning, but the king does a great job here. His job's to funnel this queen in so that this multi doesn't destroy her healers, and so she can get the town hall. King thankfully doesn't go in. If the king went into the next layer, we might be in trouble. But that wall break, I believe, took out like the king platform, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, that set a really handy funnel. As you can see, headhunters come out, so we just freeze them. I'm saving the poison for what's probably going to be a hound CC, and here it is, because you need the poison for the pups. It's absolutely worth it when a hound headhunter CC comes out. If you can get your queen to target the headhunters immediately, freeze them and then poison. The only reason I wouldn't do that is if A, your queen doesn't target the headhunters, she targets the hound, in which case just use the poison, or B, you need that freeze because you're under a lot of damage. As you can see, we target the town hall and use the invis again. That's mainly to stop the skellies, honestly. Not to stop the damage. There isn't too much damage off her, but I'm not going to allow that town hall to stay up just because the skellies pull my queen off targeting it. As you can see, Lalo coming in through here. We warden our headhunters and through this scatter. Unfortunately, we run into the NATO again, but as you can see, the town hall's been down for quite a while, so that's quite nice. I try to keep my queen alive here, but I actually went for the wrong set of Teslas with the multi-inferno, but it doesn't matter. Actually, it does. This gets surprisingly close. I sent 4 loons at this air defense, and they couldn't quite get it. So this air defense is going to take out a lot of our cleanup. This comes down to the very last second. As you can see, still 36 seconds in this attack, but the RC will be enough to get through, and she does just enough on cleanup. So essentially, I might do a guide on this at some point. Let me know down in the comments below if you want like a Queen Charge guide on anti-2 or ring bases, whatever you want to call them. Because those are the toughest bases to charge, because obviously you've got to figure out a way to path your queen into the town hall without using too much value in terms of, you don't want to have to use King RC and a Yeti blimp. As you can see, I just had to use the king on this, and the RC cleans up the base. But yeah, let me know down in the comments below if you'd like to see this, and I can get that one of those for you. But let's get into the next replay. As you can see here, another ring base. I'm kind of tempted to just name this video how to triple ring bases, maybe turn it into a guide. We can do that another time though. There's plenty of ring bases in Legends. Today we're just going to focus on the Queen Charge Lalo and what I'm doing with my attacks, because as you know, we had a huge day on offense here. So the queen's coming in, and essentially, obviously there is so much damage on this charge. I'll actually pause this for a second to break down why I came from here. Look at this. 4 ground bows at the top. I did not want to charge 4 ground bows. It is doable, but with the CC as well, I was a little unsure about that, honestly. Now, there is a lot of damage down here in terms of every hero, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to Queen Charge in here, then Wall Break here to where my Queen can reach both Scatter Shots and the Town Hall. We don't get a Sweeper, but we get both Scatter Shots and the Town Hall. Then I'm going to send my King in here to get rid of at least one of these heroes and funnel my Queen in and just hope it works from there. Let's see how it works out. I can tell you this raid isn't particularly clean. I have figured out if I hit this base again exactly what I'd do better next time though. And that's what a lot of Legends is, honestly, hitting bases multiple times, because not lots of people build new bases that are that good. So it's about just hitting multiple bases and coming up with good ways. We put all of our headhunters with our king here to get rid of the enemy king and the enemy queen, because I've taken down all the heroes, so I may as well use the headhunters there. Unfortunately, my king doesn't get much value though. Look at it. He gets wrecked, and we activate the eagle, so honestly, that wasn't desirable. As you can see, we use the invis early here just to get the eagle off my queen and the scatter shot, but the CC comes out now, so look, we're just going to be under a lot of damage, but we did get the scatter shot down in time, and we'll absolutely take that. Now, one tip, try not to ever use the invis whilst you're dealing with the CC, because anything can happen. A hound can fly halfway across the map trying to chase a wizard, and your queen will follow the hound or the pups, and it's GG at that point. Now, this charge gets good value, don't get me wrong. We pop our queen here to get the town hall down. But as you can see, we've got no rages left, and yeah, there's no way to keep our queen alive at this point, and there's 2 sweepers up. We finally get one of them, but we haven't got the one that's doing all the work, so it's actually not that easy. A Lalo here, and our champ's already died, by the way. I thought I was wardening to keep my champ alive here, but as we talked about at the start of this attack, and that what I completely forgot about was there's 4 ground bows on the top side, and that's obviously really bad for your royal champion with the Lalo. So if I hit this again, as you can see, we just somehow barely get through here. It's by no means an overkill. It's just we have so many balloons at this point, and the Inferno Drag takes out the multi, and it's just an air defense left with the Warden. That's going to be enough. But as I said, if I hit this again, I would put my RC with my king over here, because RC with the Lalo into 4 ground bows just simply didn't work. Especially because I needed to hang on to my Warden ability to negate the scatter shot and the multi. So if I send my RC with my king, I reckon we could have got so much value with that. If we got like the multi, where would the, the multi, where was it? It was here, wasn't it? If we got this multi down with the king and RC, I think that would be absolutely worth and make the Lalo really easy. But regardless, we still somehow get the 40 cups, and we are off to a hot start today. Let's get into the next attack. Okay, so this is my least favorite style of base at the moment. It's not just a teaser, it's these, I'm going to call them super teasers. This is more of a normal teaser, to be fair, it's not as much a super teaser. In fact, yeah, I just call this a teaser, but this is kind of similar to what the meta is in the High Legends at the moment, which is super teaser bases. Now, what is a super teaser? It's normally, it looks like a diamond base, with how the town hall is set up and how the whole base is set up with the eagle on the far side of the base, except everything other than the eagle is near the town hall, essentially. Now, I know, like, you look at this teaser and it's the exact same thing, but the difference between a teaser and what I'm going to call a super teaser is the old school teasers have the town hall on the outside of the base as we take it out here, whereas the super teasers will have the town hall still slightly central, but with heaps of damage around it in a circle, and it's impossible to charge. It's not easy to P.E.K.K.A. smash into, and it's not easy to air spam into. It's absolutely the meta in High Legends at the moment. So once you, as I talked about before, once you kind of get through the glut of anti-2 bases that you see in the 55, 5600s, that's the gatekeeper to High Legends, then you have to deal with the super teasers on a daily basis, and they are really hard for Queen Charge Lalo. I might do a video on it at some point, but yeah, it's really, really tough. Anyways, as you can see, Queen coming in here. I use the king on the top side. The reason I do that is because I believe this was, I believe this was an air bow here, and if I don't take that out, it can snipe my healers, and so you got to use the king. Plus, the king's taking out a lot of damage that would flank your queen, so it's keeping her alive. And we're going to start the Lalo really early here. I'm trying to take as much damage off my queen as possible. As you can see, Lalo coming in. We use the Stone Slammer on the right side. Its job's just to take down that annoying flanking multi. We're going to haste, and we're going to Warden any second now. Perfect. Look how much we get in that Warden. It's a really nice Warden ability. And the Queen's still going. That's the most important part. If you're going to start your Lalo early on this style of base, you got to keep your Queen up. By taking out the defenses that are targeting her. And as you can see, we've still got her ability. And finally, the Loons take down that multi. And this base is absolutely wrecked at this point. These bases aren't easy. Generally, if you triple them, you will wreck them. That's just how they go, because they don't have a lot of value on the back end. But they aren't easy to do. So if you can find a way, whether it's charge the tunnel or the backside, whatever works for you, do it, because if you can crack these, you have what it takes to be at 5,800. Let's get into the next one. I can't believe Hooked is currently 5 out of 5. Okay, on this base here, this is a really common Legends League base. You got to figure out how to crack it, because if you can't triple this, you're in a lot of trouble. And I realized that pretty early on in this attack. So as you can see, I want my Queen to go right. So what am I going to do? Bam. Is that worth an invis though? I don't know. I don't know at all. So we wall break there, which is quite nice. And what you want to do on these charges is get your Queen into this compartment or this compartment. If you can do that, you can reach the Eagle, multi, Grambo, and a sweeper from there. Yes, you can reach the Eagle. It's kind of insane. Rocket Loon CC comes out. The most stupid CC in the game. I can't believe people think it works. As you can see, Queen coming in. One other important thing on this, you want to lure the CC as early as possible. And the reason you want to do that is so that you don't deal with the single and the CC troops at the same time. As you can see, we've gone through all of our freezes because we had to use that invis earlier on. Queen's there, and the plan is just for her to go inside the base. She just needs to go inside the base. Queen, she doesn't go inside the wall break, unfortunately, and this is going to be problem early. This is the first time really today that we've had a huge problem with our Queen Charge. Aside from popping the ability early on one of the attacks, we use the Stone Slammer on the funnel because it destroys Tesla farms. But as you can see, this multi in the core has been serious problems. We rage, but I don't know if that rage was worth it. It does help this champ though, and she gets through a lot right now. The rage on the champ is really strong. It actually surprises you. But as you can see, this attack's already fallen apart, all because of this core multi that the Queen didn't get. So, I will tell you one thing, and I have tried it on this base since, and it does work. Let me pause it. As you can see, in this compartment here, there's two buildings that touch each other, and then there's one gap on one side, and these two buildings touch. You want to come in on the side where the two buildings are touching each other, so that the Queen can reach the middle building, this one here, from right here, and she's much more likely to go into the core. I've done it since. So whenever I see this base, there's always a one gap, so this one that we talked about here, on one of the sides, and go into the side without the one gap, and generally you'll be, look, it's not guaranteed to go in the middle, but you're much more likely. Anyways, let's get back to the attack. As you can see, Queen's going around, we don't have her ability, and we don't have a wall break. If we had a wall break, I think I could have got this. As you can see, Queen doing her thing, but 18 seconds left, 10, and it's not going to be a triple. It's just that stupid multi up in the core that the Queen was meant to get herself. If she got that, or even if a few of the Loons that went there got it, it's absolutely a triple. And we were on track for a perfect day, and then we come up with a 99. Kind of frustrating, but let's see if we can rebound in our 7th attack. Okay, this is the last raid of the video I'm going to show you. The 8th attack of the Legends League day went horribly. Obviously, I'm not scared of showing you guys my fails. I've done it on the channel before, but there was really nothing to take from it. Just the Queen Charge went horribly, and that was that. But this base, now there are a few different ways you can hit this. This is my favorite way, personally. So, we come around, we wall break in at 6, use the wizard at 6:30 to funnel. As you can see, we used our other two sneaky gobs on a storage on the left side. And that's just going to be so the king can come in and get this scatter here and the enemy RC. So we wall break on the bottom side of this Wiz Tower. You're probably like, well, Hooked, doesn't look like the Queen will go in. I agree. but she does. So it doesn't really matter whether she does, whether it looks like she should or shouldn't, she does. Unfortunately, because I was watching my king here, I missed the 2 headhunters go after my queen, but she was raged anyway and just used a freeze. As you can see, the king gets the scatter, enemy RC, and a CC pull. Even damages the ground bow a little bit. Queen comes in, and look at this next wall breaker, by the way. So we deal with the hound part of the CC and the king almost always at the same time. So I have a raged headhunter come in. It takes out the king. We're looking good. I remember earlier I said don't use an invis whilst you're dealing with the CC. Yeah, I wish I'd listened to my own rules. Because yeah, that just made this super awkward, unfortunately. Lalo comes in from the right side. As you can see, I'm just hanging on to the Stone Slammer in case the queen doesn't get the town hall, but we've still got her ability, got another rage and another freeze that I'm all willing to use on her. I rage again, and look at that. We freeze the enemy queen immediately. I'm multitasking. I didn't believe that it was possible, but apparently we can do it. I wish I froze this core multi here, honestly. Oh, I don't have a freeze. I guess I couldn't have. But yeah, I wish I had an extra freeze here. Unfortunately, we had to use a few too many early on. But if we had an extra freeze here, this is absolutely wrecked. As you can see, the queen walks around awkwardly on the wall. That's my only problem with this crack. I would really prefer her to go on the bottom side of the poison. But she keeps going around, so I don't really know what to do about that yet. But as you can see, we still got the Stone Slammer and the Champ. And they're doing fantastic work. Champ is barely staying alive, which is super nice. But there's not a whole lot of base left. And we're just going to get through it here. Champ is on the edge of death at this point, though. And we find the NATO a really awkward time, actually. But as you can tell, we've got it at this point. Champ does die. But we've got too many cleanup minions. It's only Teslas, and they can only do so much. And the Warden and the Owl are full health. Now, this looks pretty close, but I kind of executed the Lalo poorly and the second half of the Queen Charge. If I do that well, then this should be absolutely crushed. But yeah. Sorry, that's it for today. So you've seen 7 of my attacks. We got 699% of those attacks, plus 301 on the day. One of my best days this season with Queen Charge Lalo. Let me know down in the comments below if you're pushing, what you're pushing with, where you're at, and how you're going. I always love hearing from you guys. And as per usual, let me know what other armies you'd like to see on the channel. Obviously, I'm just doing Queen Charge Lalo on Mushroom here, but we can see other people being great exponents of other OP armies. Anyways, that's it from me. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, like, comment, and subscribe, and hopefully we'll see you soon.